Good morning, St Martins. This is Mrs Keeley with your PSHE, Personal Social Health Education Family video for Friday, and it's all about just right. So I know lots and lots of you are at home, there's a few of you in school, but you will all remember that in school we use something called just right, and you can see on your screen you've got a just right board there, and each of the zones represents something. So I just want to do a bit of a reminder and a recap, because you could be using just right even at home. So a recap of the green zone. This is when we feel at our best. We are ready to get on with the day, we can concentrate, we can learn, we can focus, and we would say that we're in the green zone and we're feeling just right. So think about how you feel when you are in the green zone. And there are all sorts of different things that can put us into the green zone. All of your triggers, the things that make you feel just right, are going to be different. Could be certain friends or people that you hang around with. It could be doing certain activities, like the children on the screen are doing Lego. It could be a song or certain music. It could be playing a certain game, certain food. Everybody's are going to be different. So I would like you to just have a look here, because this is my green zone. It's nice and quiet, nice and warm and snuggled. I'm just reading a book and I feel just right. I can concentrate on the book and the story. I'd like you to pause the video in a second, and I'd like you to have a bit of a think about what puts you in your green zone and how do you feel when you're there. If you've got a grown-up with you or somebody else with you, maybe you could discuss what puts both of you in the green zone. Right, so nobody stays in the green zone all the time. It's just not possible. It's just not realistic or real life. Sometimes we are going to go into the orange zone, and we talk at school about that being a bit fizzy. Okay, so our brains are very busy trying to make sense of everything that's going on around us. Busy trying to think about lots of things at the same time, and that can sometimes make us feel quite fizzy. It could be because we're feeling worried about something or a bit anxious, and we might kind of have some butterflies in our tummy. We might be feeling a bit tense in our shoulders, or we might get clammy hands. We might feel a bit scared or frightened, or sometimes even it's because we are feeling really excited about something else that's going on, and we just can't concentrate or focus and get back to that green zone. So just like the green zone, all of your orange zones are going to be different. I've got some pictures on here. I've got skips. Really can't bear the flavour. They make me feel very fizzy if I taste one. Really don't like them. Can see a girl here that's obviously feeling a bit fizzy in the orange zone, because she obviously can't understand, or she can't read that book. She's looking really frustrated. Another girl she's doing some maths and she looks like she's actually in the pit, maybe, that can sometimes make us feel really fizzy if we just don't understand, especially if we think, oh, other people understand. Put a picture of a pile of washing up there for me. That makes me feel very fizzy. I don't like having lots and lots of things that I've got to do and I know that are going to be hard work. People shouting, that's one there for me, but everyone's are going to be different. So my orange zone, I was trying to do that maths problem earlier on. Felt really fizzy. I was in the pit. I didn't know how to do it. Okay? Really felt anxious in my tummy. But everyone's are going to be different. I would like you to, in a second, pause here, and I'd like you to think about what puts you in the orange zone. I'd like you to think about how you feel, how your body feels when you're there. Okay, so we've said that it's just not possible to stay feeling just right all the time, which is our best zone for learning or concentrating in. We are bound to go into the orange zone and feel fizzy sometimes. And the most important thing is that we recognise that we're feeling that way. We're feeling a bit fizzy. So you might feel that you have butterflies in your stomach. You might feel that you're just a bit sort of distracted and you can't concentrate on one thing. You might feel a bit sort of anxious and like your shoulders go a bit tense, or maybe your hands get a bit sweaty. So once you've recognised that actually that's how you're feeling and you're not feeling just right, you can then decide to do something about it. So some of the things that I do that I thought we could just talk about and I could show you could be really useful for you, okay? It's a tricky time at the moment. Lots and lots of you are at home and you are bound to be feeling a range of emotions. So I know what I am, okay? So some of the things I do, if I'm feeling a bit fizzy, I will try just to take 2 minutes, okay? You know, a little bit more if you can. I will find a book that I know I really enjoy and I will just distract myself, concentrate on reading a couple of pages. It sort of takes you into a different world. And that is enough just for your brain to get back to feeling just right. I also sometimes, and this can work for your grown-up, this can work for absolutely everybody, I will do finger breathing and I can guarantee this really works. So let's just remind ourselves how we do this. You take a deep breath in as you're going up to the top of your finger. And then out as you go to the bottom of it. And it honestly shifts and changes how you're feeling and you do get back to feeling just right. Something else I might do is I might just think about a happy memory. So I might get a kind of something I've done in the past. I might get that picture in my head and I'll just hold that picture there. Maybe close my eyes, just focus on it. And that works, just for getting me feeling back to just right, so then I can get on with what I'm doing. Also, sometimes it can be really powerful to listen to a piece of music. So if you've got access to that, that could be really good. So those things should hopefully get you from feeling a bit fizzy in the orange zone to feeling back to the green zone and just right. And of course, we said already several times, nobody stays in the green zone all the time. Sometimes we go into the blue zone, we call it at school. Our bodies feel a bit sort of floppy and fidgety, and we might slump down like those children at the top there. We might be yawning, and our brain is just finding it a bit too tricky to focus on, you know, what we should be doing. Could be reading, could be doing a chore we're supposed to do. We can't really listen to what people are saying. It can sometimes be because we're a bit bored or fed up, or maybe we're just really tired, or maybe we haven't had enough to eat and our body hasn't got enough fuel. And there are lots of different things, just like all the zones, they're going to be really personal to you. There are different things that are going to put you in the blue zone. It could be that you're just fed up of, you know, having the same meals. Could be, you know, you're bored of doing chores. It could be, like we said, it could be just not having enough to eat. It could be feeling very tired, not having got enough sleep. Those people sitting listening to the person at the front there look like they're all going off to sleep. Maybe it's because they didn't get a good night's sleep. Everyone's are going to be different. Now, my blue zone, I'm very tired actually. I did not get a good night's sleep, and also I find it really boring doing chores like hoovering. There I am yawning away. Everyone's are going to be different. Pause the video here and think about what puts you in the blue zone. Right, and of course sometimes you're going to go into the blue zone as well, okay? So the blue zone is when you might be feeling a bit bored, a bit tired, a bit fed up. I'm sure lots and lots of us are experiencing this during this lockdown, because it's very frustrating not being able to do the normal activities and to go out and see people as we usually would. So this is going to be quite a common one, I would think. So if you are feeling like this and you need to get back to the green zone, okay, and we do need to get back to the green zone, you need to first of all recognise how you feel. So you might feel a bit slouchy, like you can't really be bothered to get up. You might be yawning lots. You might be slumping down. You might just sort of feel like you can't be bothered to do anything. That's probably when you're in the blue zone, okay? You might even be feeling a bit sad and upset, okay? Everyone's blue zone is different, okay? But I've just mentioned a few of the emotions that I might go through. So if I'm feeling in the blue zone like that, some of the things that I might do is I might try to wake my body up. So I might just walk. That doesn't have to be outside. If you haven't got a grown-up to go with you, you could just have a walk around your house. You could go, if you've got stairs, you can go up and down the stairs a few times. You could even take a bit of a brain break and just go off to the loo. That gives you kind of a few minutes just for your body to wake up. Sometimes I will have a big cold glass of water, and that really works at kind of waking my brain up and getting me out of the blue zone. Sometimes I will listen to an energetic piece of music. If you've got access to music, that would be a really good thing to do. Sometimes I will just head stretch. So I'm going to go out of camera if I got on my feet, but you could stand up, you could stretch your arms up as high as you can. Then you could let yourself flop down to the ground. You could stretch either way. You could then finish up with a big shake out of all of your body. And that should work in getting you back from being in the blue zone to being in the green just right zone. And of course, the red zone, okay? So sometimes if things have gone past the orange zone and we haven't recognised how we felt and caught it then, sometimes we're going to go into the red zone, okay? And that's what we call fight, flight or freeze. And if we think about our brains, I talk about this in a minute, the parts of our brains are not working together. We call this the red zone. Everybody is going to get to the red zone sometimes. That is life. So our brain is trying to make us feel less red, but it doesn't always work, and it's very difficult to make a calm, smart decision there. So there are going to be different things again that put you in the red zone. It could be something like you lose a game and you don't like that feeling. It could be somebody shouts at you, that puts you right in the red zone. It could be somebody disagrees with you. It could be lots of different things. It could be a very, very loud noise. All sorts of different things can put people into the red zone. Different for everybody. Right. Again, I had heaps and heaps of things to do earlier on, and I felt in the red zone because it wasn't my turn to wash up and I was washing up again. So I felt a bit in the red zone. Yours will probably be different to mine. Have a pause. Have a think about what puts you into the red zone. I've just realised it says blue, but it should be red zone. How do you feel? How does your body feel when you are there? Right, and of course, sometimes we're going to go into that red zone as well, where you're feeling really angry, you're really upset. If you can think in simple terms that you have two parts of your brain, you have an upstairs and a downstairs. What has happened if you've gone into the red zone is your brain has those two parts, they've stopped working together, and it's very difficult to make any calm or good decisions when you are feeling in the red zone. So really simply, if you have got to the point where you are feeling like you're extremely angry, like maybe you want to throw something, maybe you're feeling, really upset, like you can't stop crying, those sorts of emotions, the best thing to do is to try and walk away and find a quiet space, a safe, quiet space within your house. If you're lucky enough to have one of those places, if you have a bedroom or if you have just a room that nobody's in your house, or you could even just go off to the loo, that would be a good idea. Then if you do your finger breathing, you could even do your box breathing. That should get you back to feeling a little bit calmer. Now, it takes a long time to go from the red zone back to the green zone, so don't be surprised if it takes a little bit of time for you just to really calm down. That is normal, and everyone experiences that from a time to another. So I'm sure that's been happening for a few people because it's a tricky time during lockdown. So see if you can look after yourself and do those techniques to walk away and find a safe space, and see if you can do some of that breathing. And then once you've done that, maybe you could use some of the things we talked about with going from the orange zone to the red zone. So then you could maybe read a book, you could maybe listen to a calm piece of music, you could even do some colouring or drawing. All of those things should help to get you back to the green zone. Right guys, so I really hope that you enjoyed that recap on Just Right. What I would like you to have a go at is thinking about two or three or four different techniques that you could use, that you could be practicing at home or in school or wherever you are, that could get you back to feeling just right. So it could be any of the finger breathing, it could be any of the box breathing, it could be holding that picture in your head, it could be listening to music, it could be finding a quiet space, it could be the stretching or walking up and down stairs to get you back from blue to just right, any of those. Could you also see if you could teach the other people in your house? Maybe you could teach your grown-up about just right, and you could see if you could encourage them to use it. If you wanted to give yourself an extra reminder, you could even do a little picture or poster drawing those 3 or 4 things that are going to get you back to feeling just right. Do you know what? You could even see if you could find a space in your house to make a just right board. You could try that, couldn't you, and put some pictures of your family, and so you could try to understand how other people are feeling. Well, I hope that at the moment you are feeling just right. Right, so finally there are lots of different ideas here that you could use if you wanted to magpie these ideas to put on a poster, and I would absolutely love to see any of these. You could send them to your teacher and they could forward them on to me. Right, good luck.